Confirmed! Brett Kavanaugh is now a Supreme Court Justice. Okay. So look, Trump said we would get sick of winning. And to be honest, I kind of am. Like today, after I heard that he won, I actually had a bit of reflux, like a little bit of, like a little bit of a throwing up sort of thing. I'm okay now, but, I'm thinking all this winning is affecting me physically. We might have to stop winning. I'm just saying. Let's jump into the story. After Senate confirmed Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the US Supreme Court Saturday afternoon, securing a conservative majority of the nation's highest judicial tribunal. Kavanaugh's confirmation concludes an agonizing nomination process which pertained as much to whatever that is, feelings about identity, violence, and fairness to the High Court. The final vote was 50 to 28 GOP. Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, the lone Republican to oppose Kavanaugh, voted present, ensuring the other absent lawmaker, GOP Senator Steve Dace of Montana, would not have to leave his daughter's wedding in Bozeman to cast the decisive vote for the judge. GOP Representative Greg Langford, might be mispronouncing, lent Detainees the use of his private plane in the event he would have to return to Washington should a slim margin require his presence. Among those present in the chamber for the vote was Deborah Coates, the attorney for Representative Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, who accused Kavanaugh of sexual assault dating back to when the two were minors. Vice President Mike Pence presided over the Senate during Saturday's proceedings. Chief Justice John Roberts will privately swear Kavanaugh in justice at the court on Saturday night. There are generally two swearing-in ceremonies for the Supreme Court justices, a private proceeding with the President and Chief Justice and the other Justice of Court, followed by a public courtroom investiture. The court will hear arguments in 4 cases this week, which tough sentences rules. The detention of criminal aliens and maritime law dispute. There are no major social or political controversies on the docket as of this moment, although a deluge of test clauses on affirmative action and the Second Amendment, among other topics, are expected in the near future. I definitely want to know how he's going to go with the Second Amendment because he is technically a constitutionalist, which is maybe why they were so worried about him being on there. But anyway. Protests riled Washington throughout the day, though they were less intense than the demonstrators that unsettled the Capitol earlier this week. A handful of demonstrators loosed primrose screeches in the Senate chamber as well as lawmakers cast their vote before they were removed by Capitol Police. Several thousand protesters circulated in Senate office buildings on Thursday and Friday. The demonstrators were browbeating the senators and chanting anti-Kavanaugh slogans as lawmakers scurried between secure rooms under armed escorts. There were several hundred arrests. Demonstrators associated with the Women's March rally outside of Washington home for GOP Senator Susan Collins of Maine, a pro-choice moderate who announced her support for Kavanaugh on the Senate floor Friday afternoon, effectively guaranteeing his confirmation. So, President Donald Trump lavished praise on Collins Saturday afternoon before departing for the rally in Kansas, which I've just finished watching. The president monitored the vote aboard Air Force One. Quote, "I thought that Susan was incredible yesterday," Trump said. Quote, "You could see how hard she worked and how hard she was working. She didn't stop. I know for the fact because I spoke with her. She didn't stop, and she gave an impartial, beautiful speech yesterday, and that was from the heart." Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell expressed confidence that the protesters' tactics will redone to the benefit of the Republicans in Saturday's interview with the Washington Post. Quote, "It's been a political gift for us," McConnell said. "The tactics have energized our base." Quote, "I want to thank the mob because they've done the one thing that we're having trouble doing, which was energizing our base," he added. Kavanaugh is Trump's 69th appointment to the federal bench. Okay, so I do want to totally agree the fact that this whole left mob thing has literally energized the base. They have gone through and it has geared so many people up for the midterms, and really big thank you from all the Republicans to the left, because we really couldn't have done it without you. And if you're losing the midterms, now would be the reason why. But regardless, of course, obviously Hollywood has to have their say. Hollywood unhinged after Brett Kavanaugh confirmation. Something Kavanaugh, something Trump. Electoral rampage is underway. It's funny because if it was Hillary, they wouldn't be saying this, would they? It's weird, isn't it? But anyway, let's keep going. Hollywood A-listers and power players melted down on social media Sunday after Judge Brett Kavanaugh officially became the 114th justice to serve on the US Supreme Court. Quote, "Another gross day in the history of our company, but the midterms are coming. We are stronger than this, something or other. We can fight, and we may not see the results right away, but we will see them. Our daughters will see them. Don't give up. Fight harder," former Netflix host Chelsea Handler fumed on Twitter. The fury now commences. An electoral rampage is underway. November 6th is the day of reckoning I'm in, warned left-wing documentary filmmaker Michael Moore tweeted. Quote, "Kavanaugh has confirmed Sunday by a simple majority vote of 50 to 48 after a contiguous confirmation process that saw the long-time judge accused by multiple women of sexual misconduct, and which there was no proof of, but anyway. Quote, "It was, however, Senator Susan Collins' an emotional speech on the Senate floor Friday that experts say sealed the deal for Judge Kavanaugh." Quote, "This tweet is for Dr. Ford. You put yourself through so much, and I want you to know it wasn't in vain. You started a movement, and we will see it through. If they won't listen to our voices, they'll listen to our vote." Talk show host Ellen DeGeneres tweeted of Dr. Christy Banners Ford, who lodged a still unsubstantiated claim that Brett Kavanaugh attempted to rape her in the 1980s when they were both in high school. I'm really getting annoyed with Ellen, to be honest, lately. I don't care if you vote Democrat. I really don't give two shits about that. I care about when you go through and you literally hashtag believe women or hashtag believe survivors without proof. You are literally throwing the fundamental reason or the fundamental basis of society out the window when you just start believing accusations without proof. But anyway. In conclusion, people should be something or rather terrified and outraged. I sure as hell am. Actress Alyssa Milano tweeted, echoing many Hollywood celebrities' sentiments that they can get revenge for Kavanaugh's confirmation next month's election. "We need to take back our power by taking the Senate and House in November. It's the only way out of this mess." Below is a roundup of Hollywood meltdown in reaction to today's confirmation vote. So Seth MacFarlane, "Even if Brett Kavanaugh is innocent, which I do not believe, all he had to do was bolster the appearance of the judicial fitness was to keep his cool for just a few hours." And then they would have tried to use that for some other reason. They would have then turned around and said that, "Oh my God, look, he's not showing emotion. I would be furious if I went through and I was accused of this crime and I was innocent." So either way, he could not win. Only a few hours of even-tempered composure. That's it. He's still unfit for the sobriety of this job. Reese Witherspoon said, "I can't wait for November." Neither can we. Jim Carrey, "Real American heroism. Dr. Ford risked everything to tell the truth about this privileged Kavanaugh goon. Avenge her in November." Wow, literally just believing her because of accusations. By the way, her father was NSA, so from my understanding. So I would say she was pretty privileged too, by the way, Jim Carrey. Leanne Dunham, examining why I find it easier to articulate myself to an angry right-wing man than I do speaking up to certain female friends. Stephen King, on the unfair way Merrill Grader was treated, Susan Collins was silenced. Don't even know what he's talking about there, but anyway. Someone knows in the comment, let me know. Kamel Najani, I'm mispronouncing. Listen, you can get mad, also you can get even. You can do both. Sure, opinion. How the Democrats got outplayed by Kavanaugh. How lips Dems, where do they hide their something? Maybe. Balls. Evil GOP cons, sex and SCOTUS, and grabbing press is marriage made in hell, but GOP will bite down hard on Dems, and now white judges till they bleed out. Whatever. Tom Arnold, moron, when you're done taking credit for letting the man walk his daughter down the aisle, you might want to consider you have just given legitimate conservative Republicans their second Supreme Court sealed and final thing they wanted from you, incompetent ass. You're gonna get real. Donald Trump. My rage will not be extinguished my hopes. I will only organise it, said Prapia Prabhara. I don't even know who that is, but anyway. Rob Donnelly went through and made a whole series of tweets. Physically sickened by Collins' speech. I'm angry, the Senate reward. It really does keep going on. Katie Griffith jumped in. George Techie, sad day friends. Look, at the end of the day, what's my view? What's my takeaway from all this? So look, obviously Hollywood being unhinged. Who cares? It's Hollywood elites. Literally a bunch of privileged white people. Well, mostly white anyway. A bunch of privileged people trying to tell other people how they should live. I really don't care about Hollywood. As for Brett Kavanaugh, look, the Dems, you screwed this up. You really, really did. You focused on sexual allegations that were 36-year-old that cannot be established. Instead of going after Kavanaugh for what he has or hasn't done, which, at the end of the day, apart from knowing he's a constitutionalist, I don't know what this guy does. I don't know how this guy's going to vote on the Second Amendment. I don't know how he's going to vote on freedom of speech. You know, there's so many things they could have gone after. But instead, all they did was go through and go on about these allegations and just fill that up. Fill the air up with noise about these allegations which can't be proven. I would have personally loved him to gone after his character as an actual judge. Turn around and say, this is what he's going to vote for. I think that itself would have had more of an effect. But like I say, I don't know how he feels about the First Amendment. I don't know how he feels about the Second Amendment. I don't know how he feels about anything, really, except for beer. Who gives a shit? He's a judge. I really don't give two shits if you drank in college. But I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts are in the comment section below. Look, obviously the salt mine on Twitter is real. People are having breakdowns. There's actually an article written by some left-wing paper saying that, you know, how you can try and make yourself feel better, to stave off suicide. It is literally just insane right now. It really is just a salt mine. And of course, I'm sitting on Twitter provoking it all. But guys, let me know your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.